Hello and welcome to another Alloc-Init.com screencast. Today I'm going to be demonstrating a small little tip that will show you how to set an automated script in your Xcode project that'll automatically bump your version of your project every time you create a new build. It's fairly simple. It takes a little while to figure out exactly how you got to get everything to work together. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that for you. I'm going to go ahead and jump over here into Xcode. We're going to create a new empty application. We're just going to call it version test. I can type it. And iPhone's fine. It's not going to do much. It's really just going to be... looks like I already have done this before. Replace. Alright, so what you're going to do is first you need to go into your project file in the target, and then once you're in the target you need to make sure you're on the general tab, and we're going to look for the build number. This script only deals with whole numbers, so if it'll probably need some modification if you need it to work with semantic versioning or something like that, but we're just going to do whole numbers for the build numbers, and we're just going to put a 1 in there. Then what we'll do is we're going to jump over to the Build Phases tab and click the plus sign, and we're going to add a new Run Script Build Phase. Go ahead and click that, and you can go ahead and twirl this down. And what we're going to actually do is we're going to go ahead and rename this. If you just double click on that, it'll let you rename it. We're going to call this Bump Version Number. That'll help you later so you can remember what the heck you were doing here. So first thing is the shell. That's just going to be bin/sh. That's the default shell interpreter, but nothing crazy there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go get our script. It'll actually be pasted into this box right here. And I actually have it open in Text Wrangler, so we'll just copy, jump back over, and paste. It's pretty simple. All this thing really does is it uses a utility called plistBuddy to read the application's info plist. And what it'll do is it'll look for the value called CF bundle version, and it'll read it into an int, increment that int by 1, and then set it back out. Pretty simple stuff. And what the eventual result of this is going to be is it'll increase your version number. Now you want to make sure you check run script only when installing. This is kind of important. Otherwise, every time you run the application, it'll increment. Now maybe you want that behavior. If you do, that's fine, but that's a little crazy for what I'm using it for, so I'm not going to actually do that. Run script only when installing will actually make sure that the script is only executed when you do an archive. So first I'm going to go ahead and run it just to show you what the application does by default. This is a run, you get your white screen, that's fine, and if you jump back over to the general, you see nothing's been touched. It's still version 1.0 and build 1. That's fine. So now what we're going to do, and I can hit it run several times and it doesn't do anything because that script won't be executed. Now we're going to go ahead and jump over and change this to iOS device, and we're going to do an archive. When I hit archive, you can see, it's going to ask me for my password. You'll see there's a right up here. It must have went away too quickly. It'll actually say executing script if you can actually catch it. So we got our build down here, and if you jump back into Xcode, you'll actually see over here that our build number has been incremented to 2. Now this is a post increment. It'll only happen after your application has been built, so that's why we started with build number 1, so that the first build will actually be number 1. If we started with 0, the first build would be 0, and that wouldn't make much sense at all. So you always want to start with 1, and then every time you build, it'll re-increment. So I'll do it a couple more times just to kind of let you see it. And we're up to 3. So pretty simple stuff. I'm going to go ahead and post this. This is all going to be on my website. I'll have a write-up with some steps on how to do this. If you have any questions or feedback, I'd be glad to hear it. Just post it in the comments on the video. Or you can jump over to Alloc-Init.com. That's ALLOC-init.com. And just post a comment on the blog post. That'll be fine too. I read that. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to come over. You can come take a look at my website and post at the bottom of the blog. I'll be reading that. And But, it's pretty simple, so I don't expect anyone's going to have any problems with this. Other than that, that's it. And thank you very much for joining me, and have a good day.